How's everybody's week this week?
It was good.
I love that. I love that. Um, was it profitable for everybody?
It was a great week.
I love that. That's
It
what
was beautiful.
that is what I loved here. It was beautiful. I got some really goods in the chat. Tiara said it was a life-changing week. Come on, sis. How you doing? I feel like I haven't seen your name in a while. How's
I've
everything?
been here. I've just been on YouTube. Everything is great.
I love that. I love that. Okay, y'all. So I told y'all I have some amazing, exciting news today. Okay, ready?
Do we need to do a drum roll?
Yes. Okay. Okay, no, seriously though. I want y'all to guess because y'all know I get excited. Well, I love all my students, but what do y'all think it is? Because I feel like if y'all know me, for me to be hyping it up like this is really something. So come on. Come
We
on.
finally,
Who
we finally,
person is
we
it?
finally
Mighty
get
hit a
through that
good
training.
Another
number.
millionaire
Good person.
student.
Somebody
I
became a
think it's
millionaire.
a
God,
psychology session, and I
y'all
saw
know
Miss
my history.
Latoya. I saw Miss
In-person training.
Latoya on,
That's what
so
I
I
said.
have a
Another
feeling it
million,
has
Latoya's
to do
got
with
this here.
another
Latoya.
millionaire student.
Another millionaire student. We
Miss Latoya.
Yes.
are at number three. Okay.
Ooh, glory.
We're at
Who
number
is it?
three. So I'm just super excited and super
Oh,
happy
that's
and
so
super
wonderful.
joyful and so proud and honestly so like, this moment ain't even about me. Like, it's not even about me, but I feel so blessed because I just know that the work that I've put in for so long did not go in vain. And I know that this is God's work. It is literally not me, it is God's work. So I am just
Amen.
so happy and so proud. Y'all know Chantel was number one. My second one, he is very like low key and does not want his identity um
Revealed.
Publicized.
yes, he's like, I just want you to know, but and that is crazy because he had told me a while ago, and I honestly had forgotten until I told Michael. I was like, I got another millionaire student, and I was super happy earlier. And then I was like, oh my gosh, she's my second millionaire. He's like, what are you talking about? What about that guy? I'm like, oh yeah, him, but not in a bad way. He's just so low key that it's like but I just am super proud and super happy and so like just bliss. I was in bliss. Okay, so anyway, so we're gonna bring her up. Okay, you guys have heard from her before, but we're gonna bring her up. So, Latoya, are you on here?
I am. I'm on, Jess.
I want to know.
Look at that smile.
Come on, come on.
Congratulations.
Oh, we talked to her
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
before.
Yes, I
Congratulations.
remember her story.
Woo!
I remember
Congratulations.
We
her.
talked to her.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we talked to
Thank
her.
you. Thank you all.
Congratulations.
You better go, girl.
Okay. All right. So, but it's crazy because when we was talking earlier, like I told her that I wanted to tell you guys. She said that when it comes to trading, it is not about the money. She don't want people to talk about the money, which I agree because it is the skill set that matters the most. And
Yeah.
people can see somebody else's successes like I want that, I want that, I want to make money this and that, but it's like they have to put in the work. Yeah. So, Latoya, I'm gonna just let you have the floor just because I'm
Oh.
I was like super happy earlier and my kids, I was like, oh my God. And then Loyal just like, ah. And okay, I'm gonna let you have the floor. And then if you guys have questions, you guys can ask her, but I'm gonna let her have the floor.
Yeah. N- So, hey, everybody. For those that have saw on the previous episode, Happy to be back. Hopefully to help give a little bit of encouragement. And like Jess said, it's pretty much just a testimony. I think our conversation started. She was like, "You interested in coming back on and giving just a little bit more encouragement to some of the students?" And I was like, "Well, you know what? I don't know that it's encouragement that they really need versus discipline." And this is just this is going to be a real candid and transparent conversation because we were just kind of talking. I was like, listen, I don't really want to go that far into the money. And like she just said, that's because how many people have had $50 in an account on here? I'm sure quite a bit. And of that 50, how many people have taken that $50 to at least $100 or $20 to $40? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you can do that, you can take 1,000 or 2,000, you can take 10,000 to 100,000. It does not matter the dollar amount. It's the skill that you use to turn that 50 into 100 or that 20 into that 40 is that that's what you have to perfect. And then you have to get out of your own way. I'm going to say that part again because that's the most important part. You have to get out of your own way. If you all have taken JESS's course, and I saw somebody put in the chat, one-on-ones are back. Yes, I was a one-on-one student, but you all who have got that automated course, like you have that course over and over again. You've got these calls and groups that she didn't do that with those one-on-one students. Those weekly calls and going back and no, you was done. Hopefully you got what you were supposed to get. You got a recording of your sessions. You go back and you study. So you all have a bit more, to me, advantage, I think, than kind of what we had, but you still have the same recipe. I don't know. I don't want to say too much just because I know you have YouTubers on here, but when she first kind of started, she talked about all these different ingredients that were being laid out on the table, and it was all going to kind of fit together for you all to bake this cake, right? Or to learn this skill set. You have the ingredients. You have the knowledge. And if you have taken $50 and flipped it into 100, you know what to do. You just got to trust that you know what you know. You have to continue to sharpen your skills. And again, get out of your own way. Stop chasing the dollar amount. That greed is a serious thing. And it will trap you. I'm speaking from experience too. So don't think that I've always been this noble, knowledgeable trader. We all make those mistakes because we're human, right? We see those dollar amounts going up and we're like, ooh, how much more can I flip this into? How much more can I flip this into? You start over leveraging, doing silly stuff. And then when you start doing that, you're departing from those ingredients that you initially, that were laid out on the table, everything that you learned, you're leaving that. And now you going off doing your own thing. It's like a wayward child. Bring it back home, come back to the script, and work the recipe. That's really it. There is no magic sauce. There is nothing special about me. Like Jess has told y'all, there is nothing special about her beyond just a discipline that you have to implement for yourself. And that's it. I don't know, Jess, you want me to answer questions or you want me to go into anything else?
You can answer questions.
Okay. I see on my screen, I see a Shamar has a hand raised. So I'll answer.
Hey, Latoya.
Hey.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
My question is, I guess, how did you go about it? Did you grow an individual account, use prop firms, and did you
No,
do
I've
it?
never done a prop firm before. I've only traded my own money.
I got you. And did you do it gradually, like withdrawing profits here and there, or did you just grow one account and continuously grow it?
No, I've withdrawn money here and there. And I have a couple of different accounts. Like I have accounts for like my foolish money that I know I'm going to just splurge and not do anything with. I got my nest egg. But yeah, so
I
it's a
got you.
combination of both. Mhm.
And then how long, I guess, for your results?
I have been trading. Well, since I've gotten to, that's been in the last year,
Oh, okay.
honestly. Yeah, that's been in the last year. Probably less than that.
Well, that's all I have. So thank you again.
You're welcome.
When he says, wait, hold on. Let's clarify for the people that might have went over their head. Okay. When you say the past year, she's talking about the millionaire status within the past year.
Right, right.
She made money before this past.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because when did I do the first time when you told me you hit your first 100,000 was at the
We was in
FX.
Miami at FX Summit.
So what was that? That
Ooh,
was like 2 years ago.
yeah, that might have been 23.
It was 22 because I had just had Lord.
22?
I had just
Okay.
had
Yeah, I was
Legend.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had just had Legend. So she made her first 100,000. Wait, when did you finish my course? 2019, 2020, 20, no,
20,
definitely.
2021, I think.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Hmm.
different one-on-ones in 2019. So yeah. Well, my first one-on-one was August 2019. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so 2021
Hmm.
was when she took the course. She told me
Hmm.
she had her first 100,000 in Miami at the
That
FX.
was,
That
yeah,
was
that was June in
okay.
2022, but I had made that 100K prior to that. So
Okay.
probably back, I think it was like that March,
Okay. Okay.
hmm, of
So
2022.
follow like she just talking about like the journey.
Yeah.
And like she said, she's withdrawn a lot too.
Hmm.
So the millionaire status was when the past in the past
Year.
year
Hmm.
that she's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how many years you been doing this?
So I was
Well,
introduced to trading
that's
in
pretty
20,
cool.
I was introduced to trading in 2019.
You met a lot of cool people doing this,
I don't
like
think you're
build some
talking to me.
relationships or whatever.
Maybe he's talking to somebody else.
Yeah, I think you're talking to somebody else.
Get him out. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So I answer that question. She like she said she was wait. Okay. She popped up at InvestFest in 2021.
That what was the first one? Was 2021?
Yeah,
The
because this
very
was
first.
this was year 5. So 2020. It was August of 2020.
Yep.
Very first
Hmm.
InvestFest.
Yep.
She because you came to InvestFest because I was speaking, right?
For a purpose, yes. For a
Okay.
purpose. So I got introduced to trading in 2019 through an organization. And it was just I was all over the place. Okay. All over the place. What probably some of y'all doing, you learning skill sets from different people and instead of focusing on one. But somehow I stumbled across Jess's calls and I got into the Telegram and you were doing those free Sunday night calls, what she's doing with you all now. And I was like, oh, and I'm just watching it. I was like, okay, now this is different. This is an actual strategy. This isn't a call out service. It's not a signals group. I want to learn this way. And so I went to her website, put in a little inquiry for the one-on-one. I was like, I am not getting an email back. And so I was already in EYL because I was doing other type of investing prior to that, right? But I had just gotten introduced to Forex. So I'd done stocks, options, that type of stuff already. And so I was already a member of EYL and watching it. And I saw that they were having the first Invest Fest. And so I was like, oh, I'll probably go to that. But I didn't make the commitment until Jess popped up on one of the episodes. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Jessica. And they said she's going to be at EYL. I got on my phone and booked my ticket immediately because I was like, oh, I'm going to see her and she's going to be my mentor. Like she's going to give me this one-on-one class. I brought the VIP seats, everything, because I was like, I'm going to make sure I'm in proximity. Well, they were doing something on the road. So the first day, easy. My hotel was in walking distance, but I called an Uber and I was like, oh, I can walk here tomorrow. Well, then the day that Jess was speaking, I'm thinking I'm going to walk, and they had blocked off one of the roads a different way. So I was frustrated. Long story short, I get there at the end of the segment that she was kind of just moderating a segment. I get there at the end and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even get up there near the front. Da, da, da. So I'm outside at the little lunch break time, just leaning on my phone. And I was talking to a friend, and who just kind of walks up and stops right in front of me. She's on the phone looking for her girlfriend at a food truck, and she just stopped. She was like, well, I'm so and so and so. And I just turn around because, you know, you hear a voice, you turn, and I'm like, oh, that's Jessica. And so I walk up, I say, okay, I ain't gonna freak out, you know, fangirl or too much. I'm gonna wait till she looked down from this conversation. And I just said, Jessica, I've been following you, and I came here because I want to be your student. And that's exactly how it happened. She took my email, and about 2 weeks later, she emailed me back, and the rest is history. My life, I went there with a purpose because I said, you know what, if I can learn this way, if I can actually learn what I'm doing and stop following all these signal groups and all this stuff and understand better, this will be it for me. And let me tell you all that learning this skill set does not only work for Forex. It has worked in my options trading. I trade futures now, you know, so what I trade mostly is gold, and I can do that on NinjaTrader, my futures market, the same as ES, you know, it's, you learn the skill set. Technical analysis is real because it's basically just the psychology of the market, and you're just following those patterns. And you throw that in with a little bit of fundamentals and understanding some of what's going on in the economy. Who can stop you? Who can stop you?
Oh my God. I never knew that whole story. It just made me like,
I think I told you that before. I was like, I remember when I stopped, I was like, I came here for
yeah,
you.
I didn't know like the full like run out of the story,
Yes.
all that. Like I never knew like the whole backstory.
Yeah, that I ran out and got there late, missed the segment where you were speaking. Yeah, it was crazy. But you just walked, like I just brought you right there. Literally, you walked up to me and stood right next to me.
I remember that. I remember that moment because she was like, oh my God, I came here for you. And I was like,
right. And I was like, and I'm your Sarah. You're just like, I'm looking for my Sarah right now. We're supposed to be eating somewhere over there.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I remember that moment. I remember that moment. Okay, so what's your number? That was when I had blonde hair.
Yep.
I remember that.
It was little Bob.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow. A wholesome moment knowing the whole story.
Yeah.
Okay. What did anybody have any other questions? My mind is like, I'm like, oh, right now. Because that's so sweet. And it's just a testament of how God works too. Because God is like, it's one of them things where like it's like supernatural synchronicities. Like when God just aligns things, like, and it's also affirmations of certain things too. Because like I remember somebody asked me not too long ago, like when I talk and I say like I hear from God, and people are like, what do you mean? Like you hear from God? Like, do you hear a voice or do you hear this? Like sometimes it could be dreams, sometimes it could just be intuition, but oftentimes it's like and it's like when things happen so seamlessly, it's like you said, like I mean, I didn't know that like the whole backstory, but to even just have been in that moment where it was like basically like an answer prayer for you, it's just like crazy just how God works. It's so magnificent and omnipotent and just all of the things.
It's just right. That's the only explanation for it is God.
Yeah.
And that is big enough that I think sometimes we we don't give it the credit and the credence that it should get, because God is just that big. And we start shrinking him for our needs instead of reverencing him for his existence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, and I can even share, let me find I have my little iPad, because I said, in case they ask me some stuff, let me pull up my little notes. But in my trading journal, and how many of you honestly, tell the truth, shame the devil, actually keep a trading journal? Or are you out here winging it, hopping in and out of trades because you think
Yeah, I
you
just
see
started
it?
using one.
Yeah, I have one.
I don't use it consistently.
I started using TradeZilla.
Yeah, I started market memo or traded.
Okay. So
TradeZilla.
I'm hearing a lot of people saying I started, I'm going to, or I don't do consistently. If you really want to master this thing, you got to master yourself, and you have to study this. You're gonna have to take those notes. You're gonna have to back test. You're gonna have to have some affirmations for yourself. Stop jumping in on them candles that you shouldn't be jumping in on. I can tell you, because I've done it all. And this is, some prior to my training with JESS, and even some after. Y'all probably, if you saw my first one, like how I made all that money and I lost it all, that's easy to do. It's just as easy to do that as it is to make the money. But you have to really, to take it seriously, you got to be disciplined. And that means you, just like anything else that you really want and you want to understand, you got to study it. Trading is easy, but not easy. And I don't even know if that makes sense saying it that way, but it takes work, right? And once you put in the work, then you can reap the fruit of your harvest. Just like anything up front, it takes a lot of work to set up your systems, to understand yourself, to back test, to know, okay, this is truly what I see. How many more times I got to go back and do assignment number 2 so that I know structure? Because if you don't know structure, you don't know where you put in your fibs, you don't understand the break and retest, you don't understand, and I don't want to give the color, but you don't understand them color blocks for your entries, which is just break and retest. But you don't understand it if you don't really have structure down pat. So how many times are you going back when you find yourself losing or not winning the way you want to win? How many times are you going back and saying, okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me make sure I understand. Let me write it down this time. Let me track my trades. Let me see, was my analysis right and I was just impatient and I got out too early or in too soon? That's what it takes. That's really what it takes. But so I'm going to give you guys, well, I'm gonna wait because I'll close out with this. If I see a bunch of hands, so Jess, I'm gonna just start calling names if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Dara, I see your name. Is it Dara or Dara?
It's Dara.
Okay, hi Dara.
Hello. So I have two questions. The first one is like for compounding. Like I know you don't want to get into numbers, but did you do a percentage or you just like kept trading or you just cared more about like risk to reward?
No,
Um,
I'm actually looking at my setup. So where's my next level of possible resistance or support? Where's my fib level? Is that my negative 27, 68? I'm looking at my setup.
okay.
And if
And
it's not giving me a reason to get out, I may not get out. I'm going to trail my profits. If I'm seeing, okay, there's some resistance here, something's happening, I'm getting out. I'm taking my money.
and then the last one is do you swing or you're more intraday?
I do a little bit of both actually. So it depends on what time frame I'm trading on. So if you're on a smaller time frame, you're doing intraday trading. If you're on a larger time frame, based on structure, you're swing trading. So it just depends
Okay, that was
on the
it.
setup that I see.
Yeah.
I know that's not like, everybody's looking for the general answer, but for me, it's what I see right now. What's clearest to me
What is the
is
right
what,
now?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jonathan?
Yes. Congratulations, first of all. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
And second, okay, my question is when was that moment when you finally had the discipline kick in for you? Because I remember the moment where it finally cemented in my head, oh, I understand what structure is for real now. Like I get it. And like I didn't miss like anything after that. But what was the moment for you where like discipline just locked into your spirit and you was like, okay, I got it. Like what made
Listen,
that happen?
so it was in my trading journal. I was logging my trades, right? And I realized I had 62 winning trades in a row. I know that's such an odd number, but I was like checking them off and I just decided I'm going to count. And I started counting and I said, oh my God, that's 62. That's 62. I just got 62 trades right with no losses. 62. That blew my head. And in that moment, I said, I got this. I got it. Like it was like me telling myself, reaffirming myself that you understand this. Like now you got it. And I was hollering, and there was nobody in the house but me. And I just kept going around. I was like, this is 62. So I called my mom. She has no idea what I'm talking about, right? My mama has no interest in this stuff I do except for she's retired. That's all she care about. And where am I
Oh
taking
my
her
God, why you
next?
didn't call me?
I know. Just I don't want to bother you. And see, and for me, let me tell y'all, it's easier for me to talk to people who don't care about it. Because I don't feel pressure. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. My mama, there is no pressure because she does not care. And she's like, oh, okay, that's good. And it's just me getting it out. And I should have called, but she'd be having so much going on. I'd be like, them people be bothering her. I don't want to bother you. But in that moment, it hit me that if I can do that many times, and some of them were like 5-figure trades, some were small, 3-figure trades, but it was 62 trades with no losses. And that was my aha moment. That was my aha moment.
Okay, thank you. That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And that's why that journal is, I'm telling y'all, if you go back and you just like, if you bored, don't turn on Netflix, open your journal and just kind of look at it, read it, throw you some scriptures in there, things that are gonna help you kind of ignite yourself. And that was it for me. And it was just a random day. And I think it was like a Saturday, markets closed. And those are the days I'm usually find myself kind of flipping through it the most when there's nothing happening that I need to look at. And I counted them 62 check marks, and that thing got real. It got real. Okay. Crystal.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
so
you.
awesome. I had a couple questions. First, what kind of journal are you using? Are you using like online or what kind of
No,
journal?
it's a regular journal. I don't want to get up and go get it, but it's just a regular notebook journal. It says I deserve to be a millionaire on front of it. So
Does
it's
it
just
is
got
it
paper.
does it already have like sections or you just wrote out what
I
you
write
thought
it.
was
It's
important
had
to you?
lines. It just had regular lines. Sometimes I'm drawing graphs on there,
Oh, okay.
writing in. I got check marks.
Hmm.
Everything is just my own handwriting. There's nothing, no
Okay.
computer. And I'm a spreadsheet type of girly, but
Okay.
this worked
So
better
for
for
every
me.
single trade, your most important thing was what you went when you got in, when you got out, how many pips or what, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would so I would say, this was a fib. It retraced to -32. Like I'm actually writing notes.
What happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I put the date and the
Okay.
time that I entered.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
can still always go
Okay.
back and look at my history, but my
Right.
first thing is my date, my time of the trade,
Right.
win, loss, you know what I
Right.
mean, there.
Right.
And some of them I have the dollar amount, but I'm
Mhm.
always having where I got in and where I got out.
Right, right. Because you're
So
kind
I
of,
can
and you
go
said you
back and I
mostly
can,
do, you said you mostly do gold, right?
yeah,
So just,
I
and
trade
because
gold.
that's what I like to do too. So you're just really trying to understand how it operates, what its habits are, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then the next thing, I remember you saying the last time you shared what was going on with you with us, that you were still working and you
Mhm.
were working while you were trading. So I'm trying to
Well,
do that. I probably
here's the
shouldn't say that on
disclaimer.
YouTube, but I'm sorry. What?
I say, here's the disclaimer.
Okay.
I work, but I operate a business. So
Right.
I
So you
don't
have some. Okay.
have to do the work. I just make sure the work gets done.
I see.
So
Okay. Okay.
that's a disclaimer.
Okay.
Yes.
But you have like certain rituals. I know you tend toward intraday and swing. So like the nice thing about gold is, of course, you can do it, like at 8 o'clock, and you might be done by like 1 or maybe before, I don't know, whatever. So are there certain times that you go in? How do you
I
like,
set alerts.
okay,
Again, I'm gonna tell you, for me, it's about my setup.
okay.
I don't necessarily, I'm setting alerts.
Hmm.
And that may be a bad thing because I'm not a heavy sleeper. So if my alert going off at 3 a.m., I might be up at
But what
3
about once you
a.m.
get in though? That's the thing, because a lot of times, because I can't, 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning is it's not going to work for me, period. That's one of the reasons why I like gold. But when it starts moving around 7 or 8 and you get in, I don't know if you get in when it starts moving or you get in before it starts moving, but how do you, even if you're delegating to someone for your business, how are you sort of keeping up with what's going on
So my
in
thing is, I'm
work
gonna go
too?
back to this again. If you trust your setup,
Hmm.
if you know, what I mean, if you really truly have your confluences all there and you
Hmm.
trust the setup that you're getting in, you don't have to necessarily sit there and babysit a trade.
Okay.
I I don't
Right.
babysit a trade. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And I'm not always looking for 500 pips either. Um, you know what I mean? I'm looking
Okay.
at if my right now money is 50 pips away based on what my chart tells me, that's what I'm looking for. And if my
Okay.
stop loss is here, my take profit is there.
So if your take profit with gold, if your take profit, I'm sorry, this is my last
Yeah.
little question. If your take profit is like -27, uh, you would definitely put it there and not to -61.8 or
She said she
because
will go
sometimes.
with her next stopping point. So you know how sometimes when we're literally looking at the charts and you have levels of support and resistance, it might not always be that -27 because you might have a
Hmm.
area there before that -27 hits.
Right,
Like,
So
right.
you shade your areas, and stopping points is basically support and resistance.
Right, right,
So
right,
if you are shading out your
right.
different levels of support and
Yeah.
resistance on whatever time frames,
Hmm.
you can see where you might have some
So
either
that first
resistance
shaded
or
area
some you
should
set
probably be where
alerts
the,
so you
okay.
can see if it's going if
Right.
it busts through it, it busts through it. If you keep having rejections, you just start looking. I don't know how to explain
I
it
get what you're
anymore.
saying. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. I,
just
I
I see
definitely get
you
what
ready
you're
to say
saying.
something.
No, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Uh-huh. Ooh. Well, I don't want to mess up your name. Ali Balagum is the last name.
Hi, Latoya.
Hi,
Congratulations to you. I've actually got a question. Can you hear me?
I can
It's
No.
hear you faintly.
Okay, yeah. I've got a question for you. The first one, I remember the last time you came, you mentioned that you only stayed 6 years. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me, 1 second.
can you
Can
write
you
the
hear me now? Hello?
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you now.
Okay, sorry, I was using an headset before. So I was saying the last time you came, you mentioned that you only trade two pairs, which is gold and GU. Is that still the case? Because I always think you need to trade many pairs to achieve your goals. But would you say trading gold and GU was what gave you the result you have now?
Right.
Okay, good. So my second question is, I'm at the point now where my weekly analysis an analysis plays out on a weekly basis, but I'm still at this break even point at the end of the week. So what would you advise me to do differently just to get the results I really need?
So how is that happening? If your weekly analysis is playing out every week, how are you at break even?
Oh,
Are you open?
probably
Are
during
you?
the sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, probably during the week, maybe entering trades I shouldn't be entering. So I make money and I lose some trades. So I really don't
So the
know.
trades that you're getting in that you're losing, are they a part of your weekly analysis or these are just jump ins?
Yeah, looking at my trading journal, I realize at times when I do the weekly analysis, then I go into the week and do something else.
Ah, so you just answered your own question. You're not following your own
Mm,
analysis. You don't trust yourself,
mm,
or you letting greed take over. You see what you think is an opportunity, and you keep jumping in, trying to see, well, what else can I get instead of just sticking with what you planned and drawn
mm,
out.
mm,
Keep it simple. Do your analysis and start trading that. See how that works for you instead of derailing from that.
mm,
That would be my advice. And I think, like I said, I think you answered it for yourself.
mm. Okay.
Okay, I want to interfere also. I want to interfere real quick. Okay,
Okay.
Latoya, guys, is here to provide value, you guys. And I think just by hearing some of the questions, Latoya, correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't disagree, but I feel like a lot of the questions are just stuff that we say all the time. And I feel like it is literally just a matter of getting out of your own way because I think that it's like one of those things like okay, so I used to be a personal trainer and it was this one lady in particular where I would tell her, I would give her her meal plan, right? And then I would tell her to send me what she ate at the end of the day. And when she sent me what she ate, it was like complete opposite of what the meal plan was. And then she wanted to come to the gym and cry about how she wasn't losing weight. And then it was like to me, I think that sometimes I don't know if and this is like a general to everybody on this call. Like sometimes I think people should maybe see this is gonna sound so messed up, but like okay, this is general, completely general, everybody. Okay, so I want to say that. But sometimes I wonder if people should see like therapists to figure out how to overcome them themselves
Mm,
because sometimes I feel like people when it comes to like goals and the application of goals and carrying goals through, they're like we live in a state of delusion sometimes.
That's
They're
it.
like we want something and we say that we want something out of our mouth, but our feet are walking in a complete opposite direction.
Mhm.
Why did it just do fireworks in my head?
Because it was truth.
Our our feet are going in a different way in which our mouth is speaking. Like we speak abundance, but then we don't follow the rules that's right in front of our face. And Latoya, okay, so you guys just heard she started trading in 2019. And I was your only course, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I was Chantel only course. My second person, he was in a network marketing company, and then he had one course before me and then took my course, but he was losing a lot of money before me and then became so extremely successful after me. Latoya, I'm her only course. Now, let's just
But I
think.
was in network marketing before you, and it did not work for me. Yeah.
Network marketing before me.
That's how I got introduced to
Okay,
Forex.
so she was in network
Hmm.
marketing also before me, and it didn't work. A lot of people lost a lot of money, and then they come to me to make money. Now, I'm not saying that to toot my own harm because when I tell you, like, this is not me, it is really God. And when I say that, like, this course came, like, when I tell y'all the way I wrote this course is literally from God. It is not me. It's literally from me crying in my prayer closet and asking God to show me how to trade. And when I was creating the course, it was a matter of what do I wish that I knew for me to be successful in this. And I literally reverse engineered everything that's in there. So that second structure, uh, that that second assignment, which is your structure assignment, was literally a result of me just trying to figure out the market. And I was drawing lines on my chart. So when y'all had that second assignment, it came from me crying because I lost so much money and I just started drawing lines on my chart, just trying to figure out because people said the market was patterns. And I'm like, let me figure out, like, am I seeing, like, what am I seeing? And I just started drawing the lines to see. And then I was like, oh, shoot, I'm on to something. Then I just kept doing it and kept doing it. And then once I started making money and like really like being able to really see the market, I'm like, oh, shoot, this is structure. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I feel like people do have the answers right in front of their face, but don't want to use it. I feel like even some of the questions that I've heard tonight is like questions that I feel like I've answered many times before. And I want Latoya being on this call because, like, I mean, a lot of my super successful students, like even me and Latoya was talking about this earlier today, like they go on about their business, they live their life and they're making their money and they're not doing check-ins. Like, and I feel like when I do have a person who has value, like I want it to be value given, not redundancies of which obviously like you guys are my students, so I don't ever want to like minimize you guys help or not be there for you guys, but I want it to be like profound information, not something that we talk about all the time. You know what I'm saying? um did that make sense to everybody? Please don't take it the wrong
Oh,
way.
yes. Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Indeed.
That was
Yeah.
perfect. 100%.
Yes.
And
Well said.
Yes, it
And
does.
I think my thing is too, like literally, I learned from Jess. You all get on here and hear from Jess every single week. There is nothing I can tell you about the market structure, stop losses, break evens that you don't
That
already
part.
know more from her than I could ever probably explain to you. But what I can share with you is how to overcome yourself the way I did. And that's just that was just it. I just like, what am I doing? I just had like, because I was doing so well. And I think I saw this question pop up. Did you grow an account and lose it all? Absolutely. I did. Grew an account to 6 figures, almost and lost it. And got it back. And I had to say to myself, like, why did you veer away from your plan? What are you doing? And I didn't call Jess and say, hey, I don't understand this. You gave me this course and it ain't working. I went back to the course and I started rereading, redoing all the things that I knew got me to where I was in the first place. So I had to check my ego. It was my ego. It was me thinking, oh, I got this. When I really didn't quite have it. It was a little luck included in that. And then it was just straight recklessness. that caused me to mess up. So when I say get out of your own way, that is truly the best advice I can give you. And so I'm going to just do this. I'm going to share with you guys 3 scriptures I have in my trading journal and my explanation for them. So my first scripture is 2 Timothy 1:7, and this is NIV version. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Okay, so for me, this was like my encouragement. Self-doubt often comes from fear. This verse reminds me that God has already given me the tools, the power, the love, and the discipline to face challenges without being paralyzed by hesitation. A lot of y'all do that. Like you have the analysis, you hear of perilous analysis or whatever, but you hesitate on trusting what you already know. In trading terms, it's about leaning into wisdom and discipline instead of letting fear dictate my moves. So somebody else was talking about like jumping out of trades when you know where it's going. As long as it doesn't go below what your stop loss is, why are you babysitting? So that's one. So I know there was a lot to put into a scripture, but that's how I had to make it make sense for me when it came to this journey. Okay. And so the second was James 1, 5-6. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. Okay. And so for me, success comes from clear decision making. Doubts cloud your judgment. This verse reminds me that wisdom is always available, but it requires faith to act on it, helping you stop second guessing and trust the strategy you've been given. All right. So, and I don't know how many of you do your own personal Bible studies, but for me, this works best when I'm reading scriptures and I'm trying to study and absorb God's word, not just read it, but I need to absorb it. I have to make it applicable to whatever it is I might be struggling with in my life. And so when I was struggling with this trading, I had to say, Lord, okay, help me understand. How do I absorb this and interpret this? What are you trying to help me to understand about me and my own doubt? So that's just a little tidbit, maybe too much. But anyway, Proverbs 3, 5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths right. Everybody knows that scripture, right? But for me, instead of being stuck in your own head, over analyzing every move, this verse calls for trusting God's guidance. In practice, it means releasing control, sticking to sound principles, and letting clarity, not fear, determine your path forward. Clarity, not fear. Jess said this to me so many times. Make sure it looks clear to you. If you don't feel confident, then that's not the trade. That's how you don't lose all those trades. That's how you get to 62 straight, baby.
Okay.
If it's not clear, don't do it. Because it's going to be 15 more opportunities. So just wait.
Yo, it's crazy because I just gotta interject right there real quick because I remember this podcast I did a while ago and I talked about how I was not losing trades, like I didn't lose trades. And then I remember somebody in the comments, she must be a scammer. There's no way to go to the market and not lose and da, 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 da. And it's like, no, I just don't take nothing. Like if it ain't clear, if it's not the 1 + 1 = 2 to me, and I can't see it, I do not execute it. And people thought that was like absurd. And I'm over here like, dang, like, am I an alien? Like, are people really just not understanding what I'm saying right now? Because it's so true. Like even Miss Barbara, when she talked about her 70 something straight wins on US 30, like I remember somebody was like, um, I remember somebody on one of YouTube comments like that lady, she must have paid that lady to say that. It's no way that old lady making that much money. And I'm just like, bro, people are really their own worst enemy. Like, no,
all
like
day.
students talk to it, that y'all can talk to each other. Like, this has nothing to do with me at all. Like, but when somebody said Miss Barbara, I'm like, why would a 68-year-old, 67, she was 66 at the time, why would she come up here and just shoot shit to y'all? Like, why would I shoot shit to y'all? Why would Latoya spend her time to shoot shit
Right.
to y'all? But it's so real. It's like if you just follow the process, the process
Yeah.
on your face.
But I'm gonna say that that was the thing that helped me too, that clarity. That that's and in order to really exercise that, you have to kill these demons you have around money and greed, because that's what keeps you jumping in the stuff that you ain't got no business jumping into and guessing on the market versus saying, oh my God, okay, I see divergence here. I see that here. Oh, this is, here's my break. Oh, and bam, there go my retest. I waited for it. This is it. You know what I mean? Like you have to really be disciplined to wait for your clarity. And it pays off. I'm telling y'all, it pays off. You do not have to get into every trade. You don't have to trade 5 times a day. You don't have to trade 5 times a week. I ain't got to babysit my trades. It don't matter that I got a business. It don't matter. If I don't feel 100 about it, I ain't worried about it. Cause it's some more gonna come. Some more gonna come, and some more gonna come, and some more gonna come, and some more gonna come. That's it. All right, Jess, I'm turning it over to you.
So, because I gotta run upstairs because my babysitter, I hired a babysitter so I could do the class with y'all tonight.
Look at that.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
no problem. Um,
Jess, can I
Latoya,
just say something to Toya right quick?
yeah, sure.
Hey, Toya.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I don't have any questions for you. We got the same teacher, same information. I just want to say congratulations on your first M. I know it won't be your last, and I'll meet you at the top.
Come on. Come on.
Look, let me ask y'all this. Okay, so look,
A little bit.
I want you guys to go into deep thought about questions that you want to ask her. Maybe I should have gave y'all a pre-warning first because I do want this to be like, you know, like I want it to be profound questions, like things that like can really change your life type of questions. Um, well, Latoya, I already know you gave your time tonight, but what you doing this week?
Next week, my homecoming. I'm taking my girls out on the lake on Sunday. So
Hey.
I can't do that.
Oh,
But the week after, oh no, I'm going to Canada. I can do the second week in October, the second Sunday.
okay.
Let me see.
Well,
No, hold on.
maybe not even. Maybe I want everybody maybe to put your questions, your deep questions in a maybe if people put their questions in a community or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we could create like
That's
a head
funny.
yep.
That's associated with it. So you know which questions to bring up. Sorry, my little one's in the background too.
Yeah, because I just want it to be like, not, and again, please, for anybody who's asked questions tonight, I don't want y'all to think that I'm like knocking you guys' questions, but I do just want it to be value that you will have forever. That's like, how can this help me in my trading journey and not like
Mhm.
what do you see when you get in a trade that makes you want to get in a trade?
Mhm.
Know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
that's not what this is. This is, how can I make my next $1 million?
Yeah.
And not from like she said, like how do I get out of my own way? Like how do I make sure I'm in alignment with myself so that like
Mhm.
when she talked about her journey of like, okay, she took this course, this was the only course she took. She
Mhm.
made her first 6 figures. She lost her 6 figures. How do I avoid doing the same thing?
That's right.
Like certain things that is like where she just talk about wisdom, even in Proverbs where it talks about fools despise wisdom. Like she giving you game. She giving you game. The course has given you game. Like it's and the crazy thing is this same course is the same course where there are certain people that you know what I'm saying? If three, I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but 3 millionaires is it ain't even like
Oh,
it's
Jess, pop your stuff. That's
I mean
dope.
I'm just saying, and
Show
then
'em the flex, Jess.
I got a lot of 100,000aires. Like it's like
Yes.
so what's the difference? So that's the thing. If the material is all the same,
It's the same.
Mm.
it is the same. Like I didn't change nothing. And honestly, a lot of my one-on-one students have been like, hey, I feel like you favor the automated over rest because y'all have me every first Monday of the month for the rest of my freaking life. Like I never stop the calls. I don't change them. These Sunday calls, y'all can come on and ask me questions. Like they had me for 3 weeks and then they were done. 3 weeks once a week and then they were done. I mean, I'm sorry, 3 months. So
3
12
months. Yeah,
once a week.
12 weeks. Yeah.
And then they never talk to me again. I mean, we do check-ins like, hey girl, how you doing? But not like we never was on a computer, never on charts, no nothing. And it's like y'all can ask me questions every month forever. So it's like if you're not like applying it, it's like what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But okay, so let's just answer one more question. But I really is 9:29. So I want to make the question short just because I really gotta go upstairs and relieve this babysitter.
So first I see Noel has a hand up. That's the only hand I see.
You don't see C?
Oh, woo, girl.
I don't see it.
She didn't see it. You don't see me.
You come off. I'm sorry.
See, I am sorry, honey. I did not see you.
I
Maybe
was
you
not
and
trying to come off
Noel
like
can act together. I don't know.
You better not skip over me.
C said, you don't see C. I see you, C. C asked that question, girl.
Okay, so I just want to ask you really quickly. I know we had this conversation before, but since I'm talking to a person that is actually a millionaire, I just want to ask it again. So is it for you with the discipline, do you mark up all of your charts on Friday, place your trades on Sunday, and then just wait for them to play out? And then when you get to the break your retest, when your alert is for that, then you wait for it to retest and then you just wait until it's done.
Wait,
Girl,
nobody places trades on Sunday.
15 times.
I'm
See,
sorry.
I mark my charts up typically sometime on Saturday or Sunday when the market is closed. And when I take it is when the setup is there. It could be a Tuesday, it could be a Monday. I may not trade at all that week. It just depends on the setup.
Okay.
Take it when the setup is done setting up.
That's it.
Yeah, nobody trade like when you confused me when you said, so do you mark up on Friday and take the trades on Sunday?
I made a mistake. What I meant to say, do you set your alerts on Sunday?
I got you. Got you. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
Noel,
you. Thank you. And congratulations.
thank you. Noel, girl, you tickled.
Thank you so much for taking my question. Actually, funny enough, I meant to put it down because you answered it. I was just so deep in like taking my notes that I forgot to like unraise my hand. But since I'm here, I just want to congratulate you because that's so major. That's so beautiful. I just think about just the ceilings that you're just breaking through for so many like young Black women like myself, you know. So alongside you, Jess, of course, right? But like this is beautiful, right? So you would answer the question because I was asking, just did you find yourself having to repeat the course like more than one time to get to where you are now? Because I do see that a lot, and so I'm like, maybe that's going to be my truth. And I'm okay with that. But you answered that already. And I know that I do want to sit in deeper thought to figure out, like Jess was saying, something more groundbreaking that would be revolutionary for my journey. Because I'm not even finished with the course yet. I know a lot of my own, like I've done my own little assessments of myself. I am in therapy. And so I know that there are going to be like some things that I'm working through on that side. I've heard you mention a lot about spirituality as it pertains to your success, and like more so like the way that you just give honor to Jehovah just for like a lot of what you're able to, understand as it pertains to the market. And so I'm taking that with me, but I definitely want to not reinvent the wheel. So I'll come back to the community with those things. But more than anything else, congratulations and thank you for your time.
Thank you. And Noelle, you're right. I do. At the center of everything I know I am and I am able to becoming is God. That is it for me.
Yeah.
Has been, always will be. I've not always been the most obedient child, as we all are not, but in the end of the day, I know he knows what's best for me. And it behooves me to understand that and know that that is my ultimate source. So these dollars can come today and be gone tomorrow. And I'm still going to be grateful. Because it's just been too many blessings, even beyond the money, before the money. He has shown me so much grace and favor and I really hope that you all come out of this understanding how to sit in your own gratitude. Like you gotta really grab onto that. What is it in your life that you are truly grateful for before you start asking for everything you still want? What is it that you already have in abundance? And definitely for everybody here tonight, it's at least your senses that you can see, hear, breathe, speak. You know what I mean? Like really sit in that and recognize the abundance that you already have and allow the abundance that God has for you to flow. Does that make sense? And there was one other thing I wanted to just say, because Jess kind of talked about this, and basically she was saying a lot of y'all talking out the side of your neck. She was saying, you saying one thing, but you walk into a whole nother tune. And the Bible also says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. As long as you are not following your own plan, like you saying one thing, but you doing the next, it is never going to stabilize for you. So that discipline that you're looking for is your own consistency. Make the decision. That is all it is. It's a choice. Make the decision that whatever it is, if you're going to eat right all week this week, start with that choice. Do that and be consistent. Consistency is going to help you even when that discipline is gone. So you have to make the decision to do something and then stick with it and see how it works out for you. If you just start walking every day for 10 minutes, you look up in 3 months and you done lost 15 pounds. If you just say, I'm just going to walk for 10 minutes. That's the same way this trading thing works.
Bring these clothes up here and
It
throw
is
them on
your
your bed
mind.
like that. I ain't do that.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
No, I muted him the first time. I don't know.
Okay. Well, again, so that's it. Make the decision. It's just a choice.
Amen. All right, I'm gonna have them put the questions in the chat for people who like just deeper, more profound questions that we can carry over. And I appreciate your time. So if you can't do it in 2 weeks, it's all good, girl. Because you a lot, but I know that like your schedule and everything, it was not for you to even show up today. But all right, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody say thank you, Latoya.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Latoya.
Latoya.
Time.
Thank you,
Thank you
Latoya.
all.